All right, so we're here with Uncle Bruno. We're talking a little bit of COVID, going back to school, going back to work, what we did to keep ourselves occupied while the virus was going on, and it's still ongoing. The pandemic is still going on. So, Bruno, how the hell did you occupy yourself?
I occupy myself because real estate, well, for one day I was not essential, but after that day that we went to the governor, we became essential. So I was still doing real estate from home, searching, basically computer stuff from home and
Yeah.
virtual showings in the beginning. And then, of course, things started opening up with wear your gloves, get 4 gallons of sanitizer, put a mask on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I kept myself pretty busy. My wife, fortunately, she is in the healthcare business and she was definitely taking care of people. So she was working that whole time and their facility has been pretty much COVID free.
Okay, so you guys essentially, no pun intended, were essential workers through the whole thing.
Through the whole thing, didn't really bother us that much. Correct.
Yeah. My daily job is seasonal to begin with. We don't work over winter.
Yep.
So from about Christmas till I would say end of February, we're usually always slow or off of work. So by the time we were about to head back to work, the virus hit, and was probably out of work till May. So I spent a lot of time at home, a lot of time on the computer and stuff like that.
Interesting. Cool. I mean, a lot of people, the governors and the state and the federal, they opened up unemployment for the self-employed, which is the first time ever, I think, ever happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even going out, it's like we were pretty much hermits the whole time.
We did the same. I mean, we hit the grocery store as little as we needed.
Yeah, we were about one. I think I was running every. Oh boy, I guess every Monday. I think it was. I was running Monday mornings, real like early. I know they closed the stores down. They had I think it was 8 to 9 o'clock. Were for seniors. For people who couldn't get outside, I would be in the parking lot by 9 o'clock waiting to go into the store so I could beat the heavy traffic there.
And that's all because of the mad toilet paper sales.
You have no idea. I believe I have a funny picture here somewhere about the toilet paper. I came prepared with pictures. Audrey sent me a few, and here it is. Who would have thought? The world's most expensive wedding dress.
Yeah, I can't see the stuff, but that's okay. It'll be live when we go live. So
yeah. We're pre-recording this show, so this will be. I'm going to be putting this up on. I'm going to be uploading it onto our new YouTube page, which I'll send you a link to a little bit later. It's going to be going up on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm probably going to post it Saturday at 8, so it kind of stays in line with our live shows.
Cool.
But yeah. Yeah, toilet paper. I never knew that so many people were interested in homemade bread because bread yeast and all that kind of stuff. It was sold out everywhere.
Yeah, it's strange. You're right. It's strange the groceries that people purchased as well as the toilet paper toilet paper and sanitizer and cleaning supplies came off the shelves. Yeah. Some of the places did have low food sources. Some of the places were limiting people on, 2 pieces, 2 meat, 2 chicken. And
yeah.
I got somebody in the background that doesn't believe in the whole pandemic, and they keep commenting, but I don't know if you can hear them. But
no,
they created a panic for no reason at all. My wife said.
I mean, after a certain point, I mean. How low the mortality rate is. I mean, I understand. I know a couple people that are involved in the healthcare system, and it was kind of 50-50. Some of them said, "Oh, it's swamped here," and other people said it was like a ghost town. It was like normal.
Right. Well, I mean, New York was supposedly one of the epicenters, right? Yeah. They had so many people. They needed so many ventilators. They needed this. They needed that. They needed this. So now General Motors, by the end of the month, is supposed to be finished with 50,000 ventilators. Where are those going now?
Who the hell knows?
And what about that? What about that big Mercy ship that came in? They treated and I'm not sure.
Big ship, never treated any.
Yeah, they treated like, I don't know, maybe less than 50 people on that boat.
Yeah, from what I understood, weren't they treating normal patients on that boat to keep them out of the hospitals?
I don't know if that's true or not. I thought that came in. I don't know. So I guess I got to get my facts straight. But I know they didn't treat that many people on that vessel, and that vessel left earlier than planned.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably about a week after we heard about it being inbound, you never heard about it again.
Right.
You know, it was it's sad because it all ended up turning into something that probably was all political to begin with. But it absolutely became a very political issue where it should have been a, you know, we just give a shit about each other issue rather than a political one.
Right, right.
I don't want to say that the pandemic was fabricated because it's completely within the realm of possibility that it could have happened naturally. It could be a natural reoccurring, you know.
Right. So the hospital ship Comfort, which was docked in New York City for COVID-19 mission, treated 182 patients.
Yeah.
182. Yeah, very minimal for how many cases
Right.
they said they had. Yeah.
Right. After nearly a month-long mission helping New York in the COVID pandemic, fighting hospital ship USS Comfort will leave its temporary berth likely for its Virginia home port and prepare for possible assignment elsewhere. Medical teams aboard the Comfort, which last month, and this is going back in you know, when they quickly activated, deployed Norfolk, Virginia, treated a total 186 patient. It doesn't say in support of domestic virus mission, local hospitals, as far as it no assumptions, 1,000, floating 1,000 bed just arrived in New York City and saw surges of infectious patients requiring intensive. But the care rendered to 182 patients is irrelevant, the senior officer told. I guess they're not saying what they were, so I don't know if they were just regular hospital or they just put in. So it's weird. It's very, very thing. It doesn't really say exactly what was going on with that ship, but 182 out of 1,000 beds with they saying people. Peanut Gallery, grossly over-exaggerated. quote, unquote, from Sharon.
I mean, you know, it's gotten to the point, I think, now where a lot of it has become over-exaggerated.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a naysayer. I do believe, you know, I'm not one of those people that says it doesn't exist. I know a few people that say that there is no sickness, and there is a sickness. But I think I think how deadly the sickness was grossly over exaggerated.
Correct. It's exaggerated. That's what I think. I mean, this is, you know, what do you think about now with you have kids? So what's the word on the vaccination for flu before they go back to school? What's up with that?
Absolutely nothing here, at least here.
You haven't heard that yet. Okay, because I know
there's been absolutely nothing here with that. I know they gave us an option. Maybe it was by like August 17th, August 15th, August 13th, in there somewhere, to opt to do online school through the district.
Yeah.
The 18th was the cutoff. Thank you, Audrey. The 18th was the cutoff. Both of ours are going to go back to regular school. Jason, he's autistic, so it's better for him to actually be around people. He's going to get a lot more out of the interaction with people. He does so much better with that. The little one, she wanted to do online school, but we already went that route with her once, and she didn't really do online school.
Yeah, she couldn't.
You know, she ended up going back into regular school, and you know, she makes friends easy. She's very outgoing.
Yeah. I'm just looking that up because I heard that from somewhere. The children should be vaccinated before they go back to school for the flu shot. I don't understand that, but
another thing that kind of baffles me is like how they're going to handle transportation, especially in bigger districts. They're cutting school buses back, I guess by 50% occupancy.
Yeah, and actually, a lot of I can give you New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, a lot of the bus drivers are retirees and in that bracket of being dangerous for COVID. Um, they don't want to go back to work, and so the governor is saying if you don't want to go back to work, then we'll do all we can to protect you and give you masks and gloves and whatever. But they're stating if you don't want to go back to work, they're going to find bus drivers.
Yeah, I know. I
You're
know.
not going to collect, and you're
I,
not going to collect unemployment. That was the biggest thing.
yeah.
These guys want to continue to collect unemployment.
Like I know in our district here, siblings, kids who live in the same house together, that they'll sit together on the bus.
Right.
The problem here is Jason gets a van. He's in special education, so he gets a van. She takes a bus.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know if they're going to be trying to ship her on a van with him. He can't ride on a bus with her because he's going to have an aide there. He'll never sit. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in autistic support. You know.
In his bus, how many people are usually on that when he goes to his school?
Boy, on the van,
No?
I would say about 4 or 5 are on his van.
Okay. Yeah.
On her bus, by the time it gets to our stop that we're at, I would say there's probably maybe 15 people on it, but there's also several more stops after that. I don't know how many people are on the bus or not, you know.
Right.
Like I'm kind of there's 6 kids, about 6 kids at our bus stop, including Bridget. There's usually about 6 of them waiting to get on.
Interesting.
So if there's 6 at ours, you figure you would think there's probably about the same amount of the next 2 stops. That's going to be at least 18, and there's already about 10 or 15 people on. I mean, I guess that probably wouldn't be an issue with 50% capacity. I think they'd be able to fit 20 kids on a bus separate. That's assuming there's a couple that are related.
Right, exactly. So, but and anyway, interesting. I have this 25 stay-at-home self-care ideas during the COVID-19. I know we're kind of late in this. This was published March 30th, 2020 by Premier Health Now. And pretty interesting. As we stay home to prevent the spread of coronavirus 19, many of us have the unexpected gift of more time and space to care for ourselves. To reduce your anxiety, boost your mental outlook, and savor your free time, try one or more of these suggestions each day. So one of the suggestions is start a journal. Pick a subject and write each time you make an entry. For example, name 10 things that you're grateful for. Make a list of short-term goals. Write down 10 words to describe yourself. Name some internal or external resources you have to help you through the pandemic. Share something that has made you proud or happy in the past 2 weeks. Write about current challenges in your life. Make a list of everything you'd like to say no to. 2, take a walk outdoors in your yard or on the street or in the park, which some of that you couldn't do in the beginning.
Yes.
You could do your yard. So some of this is a little bit, and this is in the very beginning of the stages, March 30th. So that's because a lot of the street and the park were no good. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Number 3 would be go to bed earlier. Usually, if it generally cuts your sleep short because you have too much to do, this is a great time to be well rested. 4, call someone you haven't talked to in a while and enjoy catching up. A lot of people did that. Did you communicate with people like that?
No.
I communicated with, obviously in my business, I communicated with all past clients, make sure them and their family were doing good. Obviously that's a twofold because I just want them to know I'm still in real estate and that, I was caring and thinking of them,
Yeah. Yeah. Through all this, Audrey actually got her grandmother to learn video chat through the phone.
Oh, cool.
So now they're always video chatting with each other, and she loves it. She thinks it's absolutely novel.
Exactly. My mother's on Facebook at 80 something years old, and she's been on it now for the last 2 or 3 years, and we don't get those emergency phone calls. I don't know what I did. I can't get.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the time through the pandemic, going back to I guess was number 2 on your list. It's like we spent a lot of time doing things in the house, like doing, because we just bought the house in
Right. Well, actually, at number 3, at number 5 would be declutter your desk, your room, do some work around the house. So you guys did that.
Yes, we did a lot of work around the house, a lot of fix it up, updates. The whole room you see behind me, that was all done during the pandemic.
Ah, cool.
So everything I did here. Yep.
Yeah. So number 6 is, here we go. This is a good one, right? Spend an entire day without looking at social media. That didn't happen.
Absolutely not.
Not because I read somewhere that there's an article somewhere, and I'll try to find it, about the fact that more people are streaming 8+ hours a day now. Anyway, number 7, pull out a cookbook and go online for an recipe you never made. That's where you said a lot of stuff was sold out. People were, doing bread.
Yes.
People were trying to flour. Flour was a shortage, my wife said.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of bread flour. Yeast was in short. Sugar, you were hard pressed to find sugar anywhere.
Yeah, well, the yeast and the sugar, people are making moonshine.
something very random I found that we could not find anywhere was yogurt.
Really?
We had a very hard time. We still, like the yogurt that Audrey eats, we can't find it anywhere around here.
Interesting. Do we have trouble? Hang on, Sharon. Do we have trouble finding yogurt?
We have a pantry full of flour and sugar.
No. I know our pantry was stocked. I'm asking you about the yogurt. Do we have a problem getting yogurt at all during the pandemic?
No.
No, we didn't have a problem.
See, the yogurt became replaced with milk, eggs, butter.
Yeah.
The regular things people go to the store to buy before a storm.
Well, during COVID, didn't you read on that they dumped millions of gallons of milk because they said they had they couldn't sell it, and when you went to your local store, you didn't find a gallon of milk. So what was up with that?
I know we never really had a problem finding milk here. Actually, I had a very bad habit of every time I went to the store, I'd buy because we go through a lot of milk here.
Right.
I would make the habit of buying like 3 gallons of milk when I go to the store. Sometimes 4. So I'd go to the store, and then a week later, we would have like a gallon or 2 left in the fridge. At one point, we had like 8 gallons of milk in the fridge. So that's all we were drinking for a week was like, we were just drinking milk.
You got to use it up before it goes bad.
Yeah, we had a lot of milk here.
Yeah. Number 8 would be watch a sunrise or sunset. Appreciate something in nature you really have time to notice. That's a good one. All right. Number 9, get rid of 5 things you never use.
I did that when I moved in here.
Yeah, I figured that much. Most people do that when they declutter and stuff. That's kind of declutter. Write down a playlist of your favorite songs of your past and listen to them. I bet you a lot of people did that because people obviously on social media, people obviously on the different platforms. So I'm assuming that was very, very busy.
Yeah, I would imagine that was probably popular. A lot of people revisiting things they listened to, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Yeah, I know I spent a lot of time listening to a bunch of older music that I listened to while I was in school, and I went, why the hell was I listening to this shit?
I like this. Unsubscribe from all the junk emails that you never have time to do.
I just made a new email account.
Nice. And then here's another one. Send encouraging text message to 5 coworkers or family members. I sent text. That's part of that communication where I checked in on people. So that's kind of the same as the other one. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to meditate, pray, or reflect. I don't know if I didn't do that. So I'm sure some people did that.
I was in a very bad habit of waking up at 1 o'clock every day. There was many late nights and many late afternoons, I guess, because there was no morning.
And I imagine that happened to a lot of people. And I heard, a lot of my friends were like, wow, I got to get back to bed early because I got to start getting back to my office at 8:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
That's something I didn't have a problem with. I was able to get right back to it. It only took me a couple days to get readjusted because I have about a half hour ride to work every day. I used to live about 2 minutes from work. Now I live a half hour from work.
Right.
I was supposed to be there at 8, so I leave around like 25 after 7 every morning. It's like I had only a couple days to get readjusted,
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, some people it's hard to do. Like I know I have that mental block when when you get to the daylight savings, because for some reason when you put that clock back an hour, all right, or you put it forward an hour or whatever. I think it's forward an hour. So you get up at 7 o'clock. It's really 6 o'clock. That bothers me. I don't know why, but that I always think I'll get up at 6 o'clock and go, this is really 5 o'clock. This is bullshit. But I have to get up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That bothers me for the whole time. I don't know why, but it does.
I think they were talking about. I think they were talking about getting rid of daylight savings.
Yeah, I think they were. Hopefully they'll do that. That's one of Trump's things. So I hope that gets accomplished. Number 14. Listen to podcasts and subject that interest you. The Big Daddy Roadshow was a big part of COVID, except the fact that he was having some issues himself, so we didn't do that much. But I'm obviously, as you know, I'm a big supporter of a lot of Facebook podcasts and YouTube podcasts, so I did a lot of floating around and liking and sharing and stuff. So
yeah, we were heavily involved there with that. We were doing shows. I think at one point we were doing about 2 or 3 a week.
Nice. Yeah, well, you said Audrey found the gentleman there, which I'll have on once he gets back out of from California there, the predator hunter there. So we'll have him on some night. That'll be a cool interview. Well, actually, he can do 2 things now because he has 2 subjects that he could talk about. So we'll discuss that at another time. So 15. Make a wholesome breakfast and focus on eating it without any reading or TV or interruptions.
For the most part, we eat without TV because we don't eat in the living room here.
Okay.
No, the kids
I would say that you are in the. I would say you're in the minority because I think everybody social media while they're eating, everybody has TV on, radio or news or something.
Yeah, usually, I mean, if we're not sitting down actually eating as a family, if we're just kind of all, fending for ourselves, we'll end up having a phone in our hand, but we have pretty talkative children. 16. Think of something you've dreaded doing and complete it, then cross it off your list. I dreaded going to the grocery store with my mask and glove. But I did it, so I was able to cross it off my list. I think a lot of people were in that boat. The store here, it's like they don't run air conditioning inside, so it was like about 100 degrees inside.
Oh,
I mean, they wasn't 100 degrees inside, but it's warm in there.
Yeah. 17. Relieve your anxieties in a moment by paying attention to your breathing and noticing if you're okay right now with no thoughts of the past or future. That's deep.
Yeah, that's like some meditation stuff.
Good. 18. To slow yourself down, eat an orange very slowly, segment by segment. Savor the taste, touch, sights, sounds, and smells of each bite. I am too impatient. There's absolutely no way.
Uh-oh, Bruno, I think you froze there for a minute.
Oh, did I? So what was I? Did you get 17?
We got, you just finished saying 17, and then it kind of froze there for a couple seconds.
Okay. Relieve your anxieties in the moment by paying attention to your breathing and noticing if you are okay right now with no thoughts of the past or future. That's deep.
Yes. I didn't get the one about the oranges.
Okay, the orange is next. So the next one, I thought maybe you heard me. So then it says 18. To slow yourself down, eat an orange very slowly, segment by segment. Savor the taste, touch, sight, and smell as you take each bite.
So they essentially want you to grope an orange.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we can. I'll ad lib this. I'll ad lib this. If you live with your partner, wife, whatever floats your boat, maybe you can savor some of this stuff by touch, sound, taste. Okay, and bite.
Yeah, Audrey just said, "Why not a banana?"
It could be. That could be another show.
Yes. Bring it Friday night free for all back.
Yes. 19. Let go of the guilt of something you should do or replace it with something you want to do. These guys Yeah, that is a good one. So these guys sometimes have unfollow social media as a media account that don't bring you joy. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, that's people should do that now. You should never be in a negativity mode. I mean, if you want to be a negative person, that's fine. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a negative person, none of these 25 things are going to help you.
No.
Anyway, 21. You guys did this. Clean out your garage, closet, drawer, or shelf.
Yeah, that we did.
And then 22, your wife helped her grandmother FaceTime or video chat with one or more family members.
Yep, that she did.
So that was cool. 23, try a 5-minute meditation on your own or do an internet search for a guided medication. App options include Insight Timer, which is free, and Headspace, which offers 10 free sessions. Healthcare workers can download 10% Happier for free of charge. Interesting.
Yeah.
24. If you're worried or upset, contact family members and friends, a crisis hotline, or an employee assistance program. Basically, don't commit suicide.
Essentially, yeah.
Yep, that's what it says. 25. Say a mantra that brings you comfort, such as, I am confident, all will be well, or may I be happy and healthy. That rounds them up.
Yeah. That was a good one to end it.
Yep, that was a good one. So hopefully the people listening to this podcast, hopefully you've done some of these, and maybe you can comment on the pre-recorded. I don't know if they can or not. If they can, they can.
They'll be able to comment on the comments.
Good, and we'll try to take a look, and we may respond if we can get to it. We'll respond. That's cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely.
let me see if I can find that social media thing about the people. COVID and social media. They said that it was amazing. They just said that everybody was doing some type of streaming or social media.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, especially in some of the groups like Facebook groups I follow. Video game streaming had a major uptick.
Yeah.
Like that became a very flooded market.
Okay, so Netflix pulled off. Let me see what they were saying here in the market. Netflix pulled off a showstopper early in the pandemic, but will the sequel deserve the price? Netflix, in the age of COVID-19, after huge gains in the first quarter, this is more stock related, is expected of the streaming pioneer after a huge run up in its stock. Obviously, because more people signed when the pandemic hit. Whoever didn't have Netflix bought Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix has the biggest quarter with nearly 16 million new subscribers signing on during COVID.
Yeah, there was a lot of services that were offering heavy discounts for people that were signing up during that period. I'm trying to. There was a few things I don't think signed up for, but like I know there was a lot of things going on that were. I think Hulu was on like a major mail, like almost Black Friday type sale for COVID. Yeah. And one thing I noticed, some of the prices on the non-food related stuff, like a lot of things that people wouldn't think the prices would skyrocket on, just started going up like crazy. Webcams.
Yes.
Webcams. Like when I was looking at buying a webcam, and then it's like, nah, it's cost 3 times more than what it did a month ago. I was looking at one. It was like $70, $80. You know, it was a Logitech C920. You know, they were nice full 1080p, yada yada yada.
Right.
They were like $80, and I went and looked. I guess it was in April, end of April. I was looking at upgrading the webcam that's on this computer that I'm on now, and I was looking at using one of those instead. And I went to buy one. They were like $200.
Interesting.
The prices on them skyrocketed, and funny enough, the price on gas plummeted. I guess that's because nobody was out.
That's correct. We at one point our local station for 86 octane or 87 octane regular Sunoco was like down to $1.69. We're now back to like $1.99 or $2.10 somewhere, and it bounces back and forth.
The gas station down the street from us, I believe, when I passed there, well, I didn't pass there. I was kind of near there earlier. If I'm not mistaken, they were at 239.
Wow.
239. We were actually back up to like 250, 260 a couple weeks ago, but it went back down.
Yeah.
I think at our lowest, I think we just got under the $2 mark. I think we were like $1.99 was the lowest we saw.
Interesting. Yeah. See, you have higher. You have higher taxes because in New Hampshire we have no sales tax.
We have the highest.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, Pennsylvania has the highest taxes on gas.
Interesting. Yeah.
And most of it's supposed to be going towards our roads. And I don't know if you've ever driven through Pennsylvania recently, but clearly it's not.
That's the most. Yeah. Well, let's not get political, but you're right.
Yeah. We'll stay away from the politics out of this. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going towards that.
Yeah. So
check the senator's pockets.
Check. My wife says check the senator's pockets for the money.
Yeah.
6 things to do while at home during COVID-19 pandemic. Share something hopeful and positive. All right. Educate yourself. I think a lot of people are doing that. Hopefully, get involved on amnesty.org or sign a petition. I'm sure there was a lot of people doing that. Help others with technology and social media. I know you obviously Audrey did that.
Yeah, she did.
Show solidarity and care for others. That was kind of hard. You really can't care for others when you're supposed to stay away from people unless you're a healthcare worker.
Yeah, I think that was more in the vein of going to grab groceries for people that couldn't get out. Because I know I ran for Tom before. You know, I know people that were running for groceries for people.
Yeah.
Actually, there was actually going back to the discounted things through the virus. Penn State was actually offering free courses for a while.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, like beekeeping, that kind of stuff. That's from Audrey. She's kind of hiding out in the back helping.
Cool. No problem. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for the children. How long will the pandemic go? Will there be a virus? Will this thing eventually fade away? Vaccine, not a virus, vaccine, of course, excuse me.
Well, I mean, I have a couple podcasts that I listen to. And I was listening to the George Norrie at Coast to Coast AM. I don't know if you've listened to that at all.
I have not listened to that. I've heard of it, but I've not had a chance.
I'm probably going to side with what he says, and there's a lot of people that are saying they can't wait for 2020 to be over, and unfortunately, I think this is going to bleed through the 2021.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of it kind of fade out after the election, especially if we end up switching. If we end up with a different president after the election, I think we're going to see a major change of gears. I think either way, I think you're going to see a lot less of this virus in the news after that. Because at this point, I think it has turned into a political grab bag. But I'm gonna leave it there.
Yes, exactly. Because that we can go on all night on that.
Yeah, for far too long.
So realistically, the common questions: what is COVID-19? Where has it been discovered first? Okay, what should you know about COVID-19 to protect yourself and others? Obviously, this is just old stuff.
Yeah.
Who is the greater risk to serious illness of COVID-19? Similarity: people in their 60s, 70s are in generally high risk for severe illness than people in their 50s. The greatest risk for severe illness from COVID-19 is among those 85 or older. There are also other factors that increase your risk for severe illness, such as having underlying medical conditions, obviously.
Yeah, that's all stuff I know we've actually covered before.
We've covered all that. Just basically, these are like the 4 common, this is the 3 common questions that the internet is inundated with.
Yeah.
So
how was things after you actually returned to a somewhat normal schedule at work?
So our office did not officially open until sometime in March, April, sometime in late May we opened, and it was with guidelines.
Yeah.
Take your temperature before you go in. Answer like 18 questions. Have you been out of the country? Have you flown? Have you been sick? Have you know what I mean? And then you could go in the building with mask. At first, it was mask and gloves. They didn't want you to touch anything in the office. Now it's just mask only. They're supplying hand sanitizers and some masks at our front door. Public cannot fully walk into our building. We have a little small roped off area where you can get to them, a social distance from them, and ask them the questions necessary, why they're there, if they've, and then we can get comfortable with getting them what they need.
Yeah.
So
I know.
that was it.
Yeah, I know where I'm at. We detail vehicles, so
Yeah.
we're dealing with a lot of a lot of potential hazards there.
What was your boss protocol?
Okay, we have a machine that we actually ended up he purchased and out spray it in vehicles to kind of decontaminate. I mean, other than that, masks, whatever, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So that machine was supposed to decontaminate to make sure that you were safe to get in there and do all of the detailing. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. In a nutshell, that was pretty much it.
Did it work? Does it work?
I'm not dead.
That's
now,
a
as
good
far
one.
now as far as like going out to stores, how are things up there?
So our stores are back to normal per se with the stocking because so I'm in a vacation area. Mm-hmm. So what happens come November, December, the stockpiles of the store go to like 50%. Yeah. So they're not gonna stock a case of Lysol, let's say, right? When they might sell one or two a week.
I was talking more in like the veins of shopping malls.
Well, we don't have malls near me, so I haven't been in malls, but almost all places you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So that's really ultimately that's kind of the situation where you've got to wear a mask going pretty much into any building. People give you weird looks. Almost all the workers and all the stores that we go to, we like to shop local. We have a lot of local. We have a lot of local stores, and we like to shop. We like to shop local. We like to keep it local.
Yeah, like man, I actually haven't really been to the mall since all this started. At least that they started mandating masks, et cetera, et cetera. Like movie theaters, I don't even know if they're open. I haven't been to a movie theater in years. I know they're doing outdoor movies. Like they have like the big blow up screens. I think they were doing that up by the Laurel Mall, kind of akin to what a drive-in is, except they were inflatable screens.
Right, and our drive-in that we have near us opened. I heard that what's the big movie theater? What's the big ones? AMC's.
I don't know.
They're going to be opening shortly some of their places, like row after row or something like that, because they were going into bankrupt to begin with. If they don't open, they're going to have to file bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, there's been a bunch of companies already that have had to go through bankruptcy.
Yes. We've had 300 and supposedly 65 businesses in New Hampshire have to close, have closed completely from COVID.
Yeah, I know Pizza Hut's closing a bunch of stores. I just Audrey told me that a day or two ago. She just reminded me that now Pizza Hut's closing. I know there's a lot of chains. I mean, I feel horrible for the little mom and pop stores that can't afford to stay open.
Right?
Well, can't afford to be open anymore because of having to close, rather. And it's a shame because a lot of these people, they worked, 20 plus years, 30 plus years, they, inherited from family, and it's been there for generations, inherited these businesses or have opened them with their own hands for many years now. And, out of nowhere, they have to, shut down. If you're going to get like food from places, the price on food, it's going up because it's becoming a lot more of a hazard to transport, I would presume, stores, packaging, even having it in general, because we're still trying to make up for all the shortages that have happened. I know
Correct.
we do a lot of DoorDash here. I don't know if you guys DoorDash out there.
No, we're very rural out where we are, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah, DoorDash does contactless deliveries. They do everything through the app and through text message. They drop it at your door and send you a message and say your food's at your door. Go get it. I know Domino's. If you order Domino's through their app, they do the same thing. I would imagine Papa John's has about the same thing, going on. I see commercials for Little Caesars. They do it. I'd
Yeah,
imagine most places that deliver that are chains at this point do that. And DoorDash, Grubhub, was it Uber Eats? I think is the other one. They
yeah,
probably all operate in the same way.
yeah. And unfortunately, where we are in kind of the boonies, we don't have all those nice things that the that they get, that the normal folk can have.
Yeah, DoorDash has probably been within the last about year for us that they've had it in this area.
Yeah, yeah,
Even before we moved to where we're at now, we moved to where we're at now, and it's like one of the first things we did, as bad as it is we opened DoorDash, typed the address in to see who DoorDash is around our area that we're moving to. They have an extended delivery range as well through the virus. We're ordering food from places that are like 10 miles away from us, 15 miles away from us.
really.
Yeah.
And are you finding that you're getting everything you need?
I don't think we've actually gotten an order that we didn't receive everything that we ordered.
Okay.
I don't. Audrey's typing to me, so she's probably going to correct my ass right now and say, no, they forgot something.
Well, no,
Oh,
because
yeah. Her soup
re-
exploded. She had her soup explode.
'cause
That was something.
the reason I ask is that I have friends that were elderly and they were doing curbside. So they would call the store in these local stores. We have a Hannaford's down the road that will do drop off curb, but we also have a couple of local markets, smaller local
Yeah.
markets that the people, mom and pop own. And that person was doing the same. And my friend said at Hannaford's especially, she would order a bunch of stuff and then they would substitute automatically. But I guess she said afterwards when I asked her, she said you can check off no substitutions. So if it doesn't have Kraft macaroni, they're not going to give you Shore Fine. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah, well, even DoorDash, if they don't have an item or something that you ordered in stock, you can actually put a replacement in for it if they don't have it, or tell them to cancel the whole order, or whatever.
right. So
We haven't personally actually done any curbside. Well, no, that's a lie. I did one curbside. No, that's a lie because that was before the virus. Yeah, we haven't done curbside at all.
I've done a couple of curbside pickups with pizza when I'm down with my family in Newton, away from my house here, and so I've done that where you just go, pop the trunk, they drop it in, you go, you call them, you give them your credit card, and that's it. So you don't really touch anything. You don't get in any contact at all. So
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't done curbside. Let's see. Was Audrey want me to bring up elderly hours for the elderly to shop, ones that are not on the internet or even have internet or a cell phone, and difficulties for the elderly. Okay, yeah. So there's. I actually that's one thing I was happy to see when all this started was specific hours for elderly people to be able to come in and shop. That was something I was happy to see. I'm not sure where she's going with people not having internet or a cell phone or difficulty for the elderly. I would imagine she means for something like curbside pickup or to order online.
correct.
Uh,
So getting back to streaming, I found that article here, New York Post. Okay, and that was just recently. That was done just recently. What's the date on this? April 4. Actually, it was April 14th. It wasn't even the month. It wasn't even a full month. But it says a study of 2,000 Americans with access to streaming services found the average person is now streaming 8+ hours of content per day and binge watching 3 shows in the past week.
Audrey's good for binge watching, but I think she binge watches the same 3 shows over and over.
Time in front of the TV has become a parenting technique for many children, as 65% of the parents polled admittedly that they've been allowing kids to watch more movies and TV shows than they ever have. The survey found the average person accessed 4 streaming service was 38% of logging into 5 or more. 47% of those surveyed have turned into free streaming services to watch TV, movies, complement their existing subscription to help cut costs. I'll give you an interesting thing at the bottom here now. It says top people who share streaming passwords. Partners, 54%. So you and Audrey would share your streaming code.
Yep.
Friends, 53%. Siblings, 42%. Mother, 31%. Father, 29%. Cousin, 29%. Co-worker, 22%. Aunt or uncle, 20%. Acquaintance, 17%. So an acquaintance would give you their code. Grandparents, 14%. Someone else, 12%. Top reasons for canceling a streaming service during COVID. Too much money, 55% higher than normal. Not using it as much when subscription started, 41%. Too many ads, 39%, which is what's happening now. This streaming used to be awesome, but now because they're now streaming commercials.
Yeah. Well, they've overtaken cable at this point.
That's correct.
So they're doing a lot of ads, a lot of ad revenue. Yeah.
Right. Doesn't have all the show's contents they like, 38%. Remove show content they like, 38%. So some of those people lost different things. It doesn't support all their devices, 27%.
What devices do they have that doesn't support like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon?
I don't know. 27% of the people. It could be that they live out in the sticks. They don't get enough. Oh yeah, Nancy. See, number 6, Nancy Weems.
Yeah.
She'll like that one because she has to tape her phone to the window to make it work.
Yeah, like I know we have. I guess it's a Roku TV. I mean, we get Hulu, Netflix, Amazon on that.
Yep.
On my phone, I could stream Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. From my tablet, I could stream Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. From my computer, I can get all 3. Fire sticks will get all 3 of those as well. I can't actually. I know Apple TV gets all 3 of those. I can't think of what device. We could subscribe to sub channels on the TV as well. So if we wanted to have say ESPN, we can go and subscribe to ESPN specifically and be able to have that on the TV. You pay monthly just for like a single channel. Audrey specifically wanted me to mention the Classic Holiday Movie Channel. Yeah,
because they were doing Christmas in July.
And she's if you don't remember, she's a very avid Christmas fan. We're usually setting Christmas decorations up in February.
Not setting up in February. Getting rid of them in February, hopefully.
No, setting them up for the following year.
Oh, getting ready for the next year. Wow, that's pretty good. So as soon as Christmas is over, you start all over again. Nice.
We just keep.
That's the best time to buy stuff, right? That's the best time to add to your collection.
Uh-oh. She's got a big grin, and she's typing to me again. So she probably has some sort of witty. Oh, now she's flipping me off. Oh man.
Oh, but we're almost getting to our hour anyway. But at any rate, the COVID. I mean, I know there's still people that are getting ready for their kids to school and the other stuff. Hopefully, people will be safe out there. And as usual, we have the thoughts and prayers for our military and our healthcare workers, and hopefully everybody stays healthy and. That keeps things rocking and rolling, and
couldn't have said it better myself.
So, at any rate, hopefully you guys enjoy the show here. It is pre-recorded. We will be live back the following Saturday, correct?
That would be the 29th.
The 29th will be live. We don't have a topic yet, but we'll pick one. We'll get one. We'll have a few topics. Well, we do have a few topics because we're going to hopefully get some more of the strange internet inquiries, right?
Maybe not this show, but I'm sure we're gonna have something good to put in there. I'm trying to keep segments and kind of split them up a little bit so we have a little more of a variety.
Perfect.
Audrey says she has a few things, so we'll see what we're in store for.
Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Excellent. All right. Well, I hope people enjoyed listening to our COVID talk. I know that, you know, it's getting used up, and hopefully we're almost at the end, and
Yeah.
we can move forward, and we're going to have more, we're going to have some great shows coming in. We're going to have some great people coming in. I know that, Ryan and Audrey keep sending me, oh, do you know this, have you seen this guy? Have you heard this guy? I said, yeah, I know him personally. So
Yeah.
we have a few guests that we will line up that I think people will enjoy. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. And Audrey, Ryan, I know Audrey was in the background tonight. Maybe next time she'll be forefront, and we'll all have a good time. But this was Bar Talk. B period A period R period stands for Bruno, Audrey, and Ryan, and we talk about any topic.
That's right. Anything. We're a variety podcast, so we'll talk a little bit about everything.
Excellent. Well, you have a good night. Everybody out there have a good night. Enjoy the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. You as well, Bruno. Take care and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Please hang up and try again.